Today's webinar is a partnership between Jubilee Bros Solar and Jinko Solar. And today we are going to speak about the partnership between the two companies, but also we're going to talk about something that is very interesting and it's very relevant and current for the solar industry right now. That is, we are going to discuss how to use the new high-powered modules. And Jinko, of course, is a manufacturer of high-quality solar modules. So they will give us information about these high-powered modules. And from Jubilee Bros side, we are going to explain how to use these high-powered modules with the Huawei Fusion Solar inverters. So I'm sure you are all here because you're aware of these high-powered modules and you are interested in learning how to use them and to learn more about them and if they can help you achieve better results in your work. So without further ado, we are going to start, and we are going to begin with Jinko Solar. And we are very fortunate to have with us Mr. Abdullah Fatal. He is on the sales team of Jinko Solar, and he has been working in the solar industry for 8 years. And he's been with Jinko Solar for 3 years. So he is very knowledgeable about the industry and about these high-powered modules. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Mr. Abdullah. But first, please, if you have any questions, please type them in the chat box and use the Q&A mode. And at the end of both presentations, we will have a Q&A from these questions in the box. So if you have any questions during the presentation, please use the Q&A feature that is in the chat box. So now, without further ado, here is Mr. Abdullah Fatal of Jinko Solar.
Hi, Nick, and hi, everyone. And thank you for having us on this nice webinar organized by us and Jubilee Brothers. So first of all, I would like to mention that we are so happy that we've been able to reach to a consensus with Jubilee Brothers to start our strategic partnership with Jubilee in the GCC territory, excluding Saudi Arabia. And we're very optimistic about working with Jubilee Bros on taking the distribution market to different levels through their active sales team and their professional ways of doing business in the region. So in my quick presentation, I will be taking you through a quick company overview, quick facts, and market share and financial highlights about the company. And then I'll cover a little bit about our quality and technology roadmap, as well as our future solutions. And then I'll end it with why Jinko Solar is the product to select, as well as some of our global projects around the world. So quickly here, some facts about JKS. Jinko Solar is one of the few manufacturers who was able to be on top of the list in terms of shipments, global shipments, for the past 4 years. We were the first company to achieve to deliver 70 gigawatts globally. And we are very proud in terms of market share that we have the biggest market share in the UAE in that region, where we have a market share of around 12% globally. And also in terms of technology and R&D, we were the first or the company who was able to break the record of cell efficiency at almost 25 or at 24.79%. In terms of our module capacity, this year we plan to have to reach a module capacity of 30 gigawatts of module manufacturing. We increased our this year we increased our global factories to 11 global factories around the world, distributed between Malaysia, China mainly, and the USA, where we have a big presence. We have more than 30 service centers. We cover more than 100 countries, with the annual orders counting at more than 8,000 orders a year on a global level. Something very nice to mention that we are also proud of, that we were the first company to pledge to convert our manufacturing to be 100% reliant on renewable energy by 2025, which is something is very significant for us to be part of the climate group pushing for the climate change and energy transition. So here, quick facts again about us, just to mention them again. We were the first company to reach 70 gigawatts of global shipments, with the number one ranked as a number one ranked manufacturer in terms of shipments for 4 years, with the biggest market share in the UAE and the MENA since 2017, especially with our project in Suwaihan in Abu Dhabi of 1.1 gigawatts of supplied modules. We have a largest presence in the MENA region, and also on a technical level, we were able to break 12 times the world record and 6 times efficiency record. And we have a very strong presence with the Arabic page. We have our Arabic page on Facebook. It would be very nice to also visit that and follow us on Facebook. We have a significant number of followers on our Arabic page, where we do constant webinars for Arabic speakers in the region. Quickly on our financial highlights and our shipments, you can see here in terms of shipments how we have a significant growth, which leads to also significant revenues, and also as well as a gross profit. You can also see on the left, bottom left of the screen, how our production capacity is being evolved, where our wafer cells and modules are being expanded year over year. As I mentioned, we will reach by end of 2020 and 2021 30 gigawatts, and then a forecast of 37 gigawatts of module capacity. On also touching on market share, we are very well proud of our global market share, where we are ranked number one market share player in major markets like Australia, and active markets like Australia, Japan, Vietnam, which did a great job last year, and as well as the US, which is one of our main markets, where we have a local presence and a local manufacturing facility of 500 megawatts. So in terms of awards, in 2020 we were awarded the TÜV All Quality Matters, as well as the EUDP research as a top brand, as well as Joint Forces for Solar for the MENA in 2020. And also I'll touch later a little bit on our top performing modules with PVEL and DLVGL. I'll touch on that a little bit later. As well as our history of world record. As you can see here in the slide, our extensive R&D that we do in order to sustain our technology evolution, and to always serve the best quality and the most advanced technology that guarantees power generation for our clients and partners around the world. So we have more than 1,600 patents applied, with almost 1,000 authorized patents, with a large R&D team of more than 900 engineers and scientists. So you can see here the graph, how our cell efficiency and module efficiency has significantly grew, reaching 24.9 on a module on cell efficiency, and 23% on module efficiency on N-type. So quickly on our solutions, as I mentioned before, a part of our large wafer, cell, and module capacity that we manufacture of our supply chain. We're also looking forward to launch our BIPV business unit, as well as our energy storage that will come into play during 2021. Hopefully, we will launch those products soon, and then we will try to gain the momentum on the market share and the market on those new products in the near future. So on our product roadmap, as some of you may know, I'm sure many of the attendees worked with us before. Our product portfolio has changed significantly for the past 5 to 6 years, where we used to offer as a maximum power output with the poly module 330 to 340 watt peak, and then we boosted it to with the PERT technology to 360, and then we increased a little bit the cell size in 2017, 2018, where we were able to increase the power density to 380 and 400, and then now the mainstreams has increased the power output significantly with our new cell sizes of 163 and 182, where we have reached 465 and 470 with our Tiger 163 tiling ribbon technology that I will touch on later a little bit, and then with our half cell 182 millimeters, where we are currently offering 535 and 540. So on the mainstream products, we had a large portfolio of products covering around 35 to 40 different products. However, with the standardization of the market, we have reduced our portfolio in order to have more capacities for every product, in order to deliver the most competitive product to our clients. So we have reduced significantly our portfolio, covering 5 to 9 products. So in front of us on the screen, our 66 cell 410 module, which is the Tiger Pro, and our Tiger monofacial, the 78 cells, reaching 470, 465, and 470. And then we recently introduced a new small size product of 54 cells, reaching 405 to 410, and hopefully it will reach 415 soon. And as well as our monofacial standard mainstream, which is one of the products that has the highest demand, the 535, 540, and as well as the very well known bifacial dual class, the 530, 535, 72 cells. So those are our mainstream products that we're we're always working with the highest demand globally, not only in this region. So related to the technology of those modules, as I mentioned before, the 460, the 465, 470 tailors the tiling ribbon technology, where we reduce the gap between the cells to almost zero in order to increase the efficiency of the module. And we use the special connection between the cells, overlap cells, called tiling ribbon, as I mentioned, in order to mainly increase the cell and the module efficiency. And also we have introduced the multi-bus bar technology to reduce the resistive losses on each cell, and as well as the half cell, which also plays a big role in reducing energy losses as well. So I'll move on to why Jinko Solar. As I mentioned earlier about PVEL and the DMVGL. We are one of the few companies that was able to be on top of DMVGL performance program for the past 6 years, where we have proven that our BOM and our technology and our R&D plays a significant role in our performance of our module globally, with their testing, severe testing procedures that they do in order to determine the highest quality modules available in the market. We're also proud of our tiling ribbon technology and our Tiger product with ultimate performance, where we have been awarded the PV magazine in 2020 for that module, which is one of the highest in demand modules from our portfolio. So this module is the 78 cell 163 millimeter with the power output reaching from, as I mentioned, from 460 to 470. So also finally, last but not least, our main selling point or main point that we are proud of as a company, that we have been, we were one of the few companies that was able to sustain its position in terms of bankability score done by PVEL in 2020, where we were able to sustain our AA rating as a module supplier in terms of bankability for 12 consecutive months. So this is it for my presentation. I would like to also share with you some of our project executed around the world, which is first of them, the Abu Dhabi project that was put in commercial operations in late 2019. And also we can here see some of the projects in the US and also in China, as well as Chile. So those are our main few of our main projects, and this is my presentation, and thank you so much. And if anyone has any question after the presentation or anytime, I would love to have to have an email, an inquiry, or anything, any question on my email mentioned in the closing slide. Thank you so much, and this is the end of my presentation.
All right, thank you very much, Abdullah. That was very interesting. I have a question I would like to ask. You had mentioned that Jinko has maintained the position of #1 in shipments over the last 4 years, and also that you have the biggest market in the UAE and the Middle East, North Africa region. We know this is a very difficult market and it demands high quality What do you think is the reason of Jinko's success over the years in this region?
Yeah. First of all, Jinko was the first company to establish an entity in the UAE, so Jinko as a company has a policy of diversification and to cover as much as markets as possible. So fortunately, the company's guidance and management guidance was to expand as the first company in the world. And we, as I mentioned, we were the first company to have an establishment in the UAE. So that put us a step ahead on our peers to be here in the market. And I know many of the audience knows our sales director Nabil Mubayed, who has been in this region covering it and expanding the presence since 2014. That was the main drive, I believe. Also, our service, our professional service to our clients, our being always there for our clients, I would say also our capacities, our commitments to the clients made us to achieve those. This is also apart from being very competitive in terms of commercially as well as technically. So I believe those factors all combined together helped us thrive in this region. Not only in this region, I would say, and globally as well.
Yeah, you're right. Very well put. And then one more question. You showed us the timeline of how the panels have increased in size over the years. And now these high-powered modules that are like 450 watts and above, and even the 535, you've mentioned these are some of your products that are in the most demand. So what do you think has made them so popular so fast?
Yeah, so the market has struggled I believe, for the past 3 years to find the standard, to standardize the module in order to facilitate the design and facilitate them and make things easier on the development and the design side of the development of PV arrays. So for the past 3 years, the company, not only Jinko, the whole industry evolved in a way to standardize the modules and the sizes, as well as the cell sizes and the glass sizes, in order to make things easier on the supply side, as well as to combine logistics, design, and the financials as well. So as you can see, I kind of get your question about how our different product comes into play. So we have our product have different also similar efficiencies, which we wanted to keep some room for clients to be able to customize their arrays based on the physical design or the physical presence or the shape of the surface of the rooftop they have, in order to be able to fit more panels or to fit more organized strings or things related to physical design of the array. So this is why we maintained a few different mainstream products to play in the market.
Yeah. All right. That's very good. Very interesting. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nick.
Yes, thank you too. All right. So that was great. It's really great to hear from Jinko Solar. It's great to know that as a manufacturer that you're here and you're able to provide great products and great support. And now, next we have our second speaker. and he is coming from Jubilee Bros Solar. And he will tell you more about Jubilee Bros Solar and what we do in the industry. And he's also going to relate the high-powered panels from Jinko that we've just heard about and related to designing, especially in terms of the Huawei inverters. So we are very fortunate to have with us Mr. Marcelle Combrink. He is a giant in the solar industry, and he has been in the solar industry around the world for many years. And so now he is going to introduce Jubilee Bros and give us his presentation. So thank you for joining us, Marcelle.
Thank you, Nick. The audio is fine. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Abdullah. Thank you for a very informative presentation. And likewise, from Jubaili's side, we are really, really happy with the partnership that we have with Jinko. And we're looking forward to a very good future together. From my side, I would like to present Jubilee Bros and also present to you how we accommodate the high power modules with Huawei inverters. So I would like to start off with Jubilee Brothers. Jubilee Brothers is a family-owned business. It was founded in 1977 by the Jubaili family, as you guys, a lot of you would know already. We opened up multiple branches into Africa, the Middle East, and recently we started to move into Asia Pacific. Jubaili has been in the market for over 40 years and has built a reputation of a specialist in the products that they sell. In 1992, we opened up an office in the UAE. 1996, we opened up in Nigeria, which is one of our biggest offices. 2002, it was Afghanistan, Kuwait, Qatar, Ghana, Uganda, South Africa, and then the big one, the solar division started in 2017. I was part of the team that set up the solar division and started it. We started off in the UAE and in South Africa, and we expanded into other markets. 2020 was also a very key year for us. We all know that it was the pandemic year, and COVID-19 was not very friendly to all businesses. We opened up an office in Pakistan, and we also had a satellite office in our Kenya region. Other than our local offices, Jubaili has a global dealership network that Africa, Middle East, and Asia Pacific we look after quite aggressively. We are very strong in these regions, and we supply a quality service and a quality product to our end users or our clients. When we started Jubilee Bros Solar, we said we have to diversify from the standard distribution model. We had to be different. We had to be market leaders. Jubilee Brothers is not just a box mover. We don't buy stuff from Jinko and Huawei and we are selling it to the EPC. We want to add value to our client base. We want to add value to the EPCs that purchase from us. So product supply is key. It's always key. But then the following steps is where we diversified ourselves and we focused on quite aggressively. Training, as you guys are all aware, that our training happens on a monthly basis. We talk about product AC to DC ratio, utility scale products. Our engineering support, I do say that, and I'm proud to say this, that Jubaili's engineering team is definitely extremely strong in the regions that we look after. We have great support from them. They are highly qualified engineers. They also take the Huawei exams on a regular basis to make sure that they're on trend with what is new with Huawei. And in future, we will do the same now with Jinko with the training. And I think Abdullah has already started with the training with his technical team towards our technical team. Lead generation, you know, we've been in the market for many years. If you see some of the countries we entered, like Nigeria, 1996, Africa, we have a big client base, and we've got a lot of inquiries from our clients in regards to solar. So what we do is we assist them and we pass it on to our EPC clients. Financing, over the past few years, we've connected quite a lot with financing institutes that are asking us to refer EPCs to them. And this is also a way that we support our clients. After sales support, like I said, our technical team is definitely one of the stronger sides of Jubilee Brothers. And after sales support is our key focus. We don't want to be seen as the middleman. You know, if you sell to somebody in the country, they normally want to speak to Huawei or Jinko direct. We try to get away from that because our team is technically qualified to answer those questions and give that support, commissioning support, remote support, all of that. Our standard business model is to supply a complete solar solution. We're one brand agnostic, so we focused on one inverter brand, one mounting structure, one panel supplier. And I believe that, or Jubaili believes that that's where the strength is, and that's where the technical knowledge and everything comes from. As you know, we are Huawei Fusion Solar, a value-added partner. We are also a distributor for Lumax mounting structure in the Middle East and in Africa. And with Jinko that we've partnered with now, we're looking after GCC countries. So key to our success is the way that Huawei has structured their business models with their distributors or their agents. I think one key part of it is value-added partner. We are not just the guy that sells to the EPC that does CNI and commercial stuff. We are also part of the negotiations, the technical support when it comes to bigger projects, utility scale projects. On the CSP side, I think this is quite a unique certification. So it's a certified service provider partner, And like I said, our engineers are more than capable to support you technically in resolving any issues that you occurred with your installation. Our value-added partner, where we look after the regions, UAE, Qatar, Lebanon, South Africa, Pakistan, Afghanistan, East and West Africa. As I discussed, also the CSP side of things, which puts us quite unique in relation with other inverter suppliers in the market. And now we're coming to the fun side of the presentation. How does Huawei accommodate Jinko high-powered modules? So we all know the basic concept of short circuit current and how to calculate that. And if you're not aware of that, please reach out to us and our technical team can support you and help you and guide you onto that. This is a basic bottom layout of 100 KTL. So as you can see, there's 10 MPPTs and it's got 20 inputs. Looking at the inverter data sheets, you have a maximum current per MPPT and a short circuit current per MPPT. So in the past, if you look at the standard MPPT in the past ranges of Huawei, it was normally 22 amps. And what they've done now, they've increased it to 26 amps. I think Abdullah has discussed quite well in his presentation what the Jinko high-powered panels, and with the support of our technical team, if you're not fully aware of how to calculate this, we can support you and help you to calculate your string lengths for the inverters. In the future, we will present a new Huawei residential solution. It's going to be Q3 2021, where the MPPT current will be increased from 11 amp ampere to 13.5 ampere. And also on our residential solution, our standard optimizer, which is a 450 watt, will be increased to a 600 watt, and that will be in Q4 of 2021. Huawei has understood and understand the high-powered modules that are being offered, and they've adapted their inverters according to that. On the C&I scenario, we've got inverters from 12 to 20 kTL. We've got the new range of 30, 36, and 40 kTL M3 range, and you are all aware of our 100 kTL M1, which can support high power modules. Looking into depth on the 100 kTL M1, as I mentioned previously, it's got 10 MPPTs, 20 string inputs, and it's got a maximum current per MPPT of 26 amps. Also to be aware of, the maximum input voltage on this inverter is 1100 volts DC, and communication can be done by M-bus communication. Huawei utility side, quite interesting. We've got the new 200 kTL H3 that is available on a project-based scenario that together with Huawei, our engineers assist you with your designs. It's a 3 MPPT inverter with 14 inputs, and 1 MPPT can manage 100 amps. The MPPT DC voltage is 500 to 1500 volts. It's got M-bus communication and RS458 communication, and the protection on this unit is IP66. Also, one key feature of Huawei, especially the utility scale inverters, is that they are also very accommodating to bifacial. And as you all know, a bifacial panel is quite efficient if you have single axis tracking. So in the Huawei inverter, there is a built power supply for the single axis tracking. The power supply supplies 800 volts. And you just need to speak to your single axis tracking manufacturing companies to accommodate this feature, so you don't need a secondary power supply to support you on this. With bifacial compatibility, you've got a 3% higher yield. We all know how bifacial works, the ground that needs to be of a certain type of ground to use this. And I think for utility scale projects in the future that a lot of people will move into single axis tracking bifacial instead of fixed mounting. And I'm quite excited and looking forward to the rest of the year with Huawei and Jinko, especially for the new products in the future, as we all can see that the products are changing quite rapidly. For example, we introduced the 185 kTL H1 last year, and we've already gone to a 200 kTL H3, so there's been 2 models introduced. Please join our webinars. We keep quite up to date with new products that are launched for the regions, and we are also available for one-on-one discussions in your PV design. Lastly, I would like to thank everybody for joining us for this webinar. I'm looking forward to discussing some solutions with everybody, and our technical team is also looking forward, and thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Marcelle. That was very interesting. I have 2 questions about topics that came up in your presentation. The first one is, you had showed us the bottom of the 100 kTL inverter with the 10 MPPTs. So the Huawei inverters can accept 2 strings per MPPT. But with some of these high-powered modules, the current, the short circuit current, would probably only allow you to connect one string per MPPT. So can you talk about how that would work if we're using the high-powered modules? We may only need to use one of these inputs per MPPT.
Again, the inputs are connected to one MPPT. So we've had in the past a lot of designs where people, say for instance, on the 60 KTL, only used 5 of the 6 MPPTs. All the MPPTs are connected on a common bus bar. So using one input or using 2 inputs does not affect the MPPT efficiency or the production of the system. So it depends on your design. And again, if there's designs like this, our technical team will be more than happy to assist you guys to make sure that you've got the most optimal design available for your production of your plant.
Yes, right. Okay. And then one more question. So this is a common question that I get from EPCs. Because, for example, if the max current per MPPT here is 26 amperes, and if we do connect 2 strings and each string has a current of 13.5, that would mean that the max current on the MPPT might exceed 26 amperes very slightly. Can you explain if that would damage the inverter or if that's safe to do?
That will not damage the inverter. I think there's a maximum current of 40 amps per MPPT. There's a part where there will be clipping involved, so the inverter will always look after itself and make sure that it doesn't get damaged. So when you design a system and you can accommodate clipping, then yeah, again, it's project specific, design specific. So when there's clipping involved, we'll always advise the client that your system will start clipping from this amperage or current, and yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. That's very good to know. It's interesting to have Jinko on the webinar, and then also you, Marcelle, representing presenting the Huawei solution. It's great to know that they're very compatible. They work together. In fact, in many ways, they were designed with these product specifications in mind. So that's very great. Now I will open it up for questions from the chat box. I've noticed there have not been too many, so if anyone has questions, you can type them now and we will spend a few minutes trying to get to them. So the first question is let me see if this is on the screen. We have from Gianpaolo Garelli. Can you share this presentation?
Yes, we can. We'll share it in PDF.
Yes, these presentations will be shared afterwards. So this next question, I believe, is for Abdullah. It is from Hari Prasad Ganchala. So Abdullah, can we expect higher capacity of panels and ESS products from Jinko in this year?
Related to panels, as I mentioned in my presentation, our maximum power capacity is touching 540. However, there's still no direction from our technical team in Shanghai and our technical team in the UAE that whether we're going to have a higher power output, considering that we have a capacity for bifacial transparent backsheet for 78 cells, 580. However, this is not part of our mainstream portfolio, which we can still offer, but we always advise our clients to to rely and to consider our mainstream products, which we have mentioned in the presentation, as the 465, 470, and 534, 535, and 540, which makes a significant difference on their project financials in terms of being competitive. Just to summarize this, we have plans to expand the capacity. That's definitely, this is our trend. This is what we have done for the past years. However, at this time, we still don't have a clear technical vision on where our module capacity will be during next year. On the ESS, we have launched two products, one for commercial, one for residential, one for commercial industrial, and we will be working with our partners as well as Jubaili on those in the few months to come, to start the promotion and start doing technical webinars and to showcase how our ESS product can be utilized and implemented. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, thank you. I think that makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much. So this question is from Nishant Agarwal. He wants to start solar manufacturing. So if anyone could help him, that would be great.
We can supply him modules through Jubilee Brothers. That would be an honor for us.
Yes. So please reach out to us, Nishant, via email after this. I see a question. Denisa had highlighted this one that was not in the Q&A. Thank you, Denisa. What distinguishes Huawei inverters from other brands?
Huawei is definitely the market leader in the inverter technology. And, you know, to supply an inverter or to supply a product to a EPC is that's the easy part of the business. That's the part where, you know, you take a box off the shelf, give it to the next person or to the EPC, and he installs it. I think the key part that diversifies Huawei and especially also Jubaili from market trends and markets is that if something happens and you need support, design support, or there's something wrong with the installation or anything like that, the response time that we have for our clients is it's unique, it's fast. If you have a faulty inverter, and the process is followed correctly, our exchange time on the faulty inverter is quite quick. And I think that's what makes us with Huawei unique in the market, is that we're not box movers. We are a service provider. We're looking at relationships that are not 2 to 3 months, that are over years to come. So yeah, that's what makes the brand quite different.
All right, thank you for that answer. Next, we have a question here. This is for Abdullah. What is the size of Jinko 58 or 56 cell panels?
We don't have 58 cells and 56 cells. What we have is 78 cells cut into half, which makes it 156, not 56. And we have our 72 cells, which is cut in half, which is called half cell, which makes it 144 cells. So the different sizes of the panels can be shown in the data sheet. There is a small difference between the 72 cells and the 78 cells in terms of length and width. That can be definitely shared with the clients, with anyone through Jubaili team or with us directly. we can share data sheets where you can compare the different sizes and also have a closer look on electrical parameters as well.
All right. Thank you very much. On to the next one. We have just a few more minutes, so we'll try to keep going through these. So here we have a question. It says, Huawei is seen as a global technological giant with many people in research and development. New products will thus continuously be released. How long will support be available for older inverters, as the design life of a system is 15 to 20 years?
There is a system in place with Huawei where the products that they introduce, they need to keep the products available for X amount of years. Nick, if we can just get this person's contact details, I can reply to him exactly what that period is. But it's with technology moving forward, and you've installed products in the past, you always need to make sure that if there's a failure in that product, that will be able to support that. I can get more detail on what it's the period that Huawei keeps the stock available for that model if it's discontinued, and I'll revert back to you on that.
Okay, that's clear. Next question. I can publish it. So this is from Denisa. I think she was also, again, highlighting one that was not in the chat. We would like to use 535 watt Jinko and 100 kilowatt Huawei for 900 kilowatt CNI project. Any suggestion in designing string or any other suggestions that we have to take care?
Abdullah, would you mind if I take this one?
Yeah, sure.
My advice would be to reach out to the technical team. There's a lot of factors that you need to take into consideration when calculating string lengths. We will post the presentation, and right at the end of the Jubilee presentation, there's the technical team email, and please reach out to the guys. They will support you together with Jinko and assist you to have an optimal design for your system.
Okay, I think we have time for two more questions only. So here is a follow-up question. Abdullah, thanks for clarifying my previous question. One more from my side. Which one will you suggest, mono or bifacial in Oman deserts for CNI projects, ground-mounted and fixed tilt or tracker?
It really depends on the design that the client is looking for, Harry. It really depends on how you would like to set your mounting structure. How much spaces do you have? How much? What's your total area, and how much spaces you can have between trackers, and whether you can implement. Your financials allow you to implement trackers or fixed tilt. So there's our bifacial modules will significantly increase the power gain up to 20%, but it really depends on your design and your comparison of the modules. So the way we do it is that we share the data sheets with you, and then you do your own engineering comparison, and you check your own different configurations of the project, and then you see the power gain from the bifacial, and you compare it with the savings that you do on fixed tilt, and based on that, you will be able to come into conclusion that the project should take a monofacial or should take a bifacial, because despite the fact that bifacial will have significant gains on power, but that also depends on the type of project, whether it is an IPP, whether it is a leasing project, or just an EPC. So that really depends on the business on the model of the project that the client is looking for. This can be tailor made and designed accordingly.
All right. Let's just keep it going. A few more questions have popped in, so let's see how many we can get. Hi, Abdullah. Do you have a distributor in Oman, or we procure through Jubilee Bros?
Proudly saying that Jubaili is covering the GCC region overall. So definitely, I advise you to please get in contact with Marcelle's team, that they can help you with your procurement in Oman. So I'll mention that, Marcelle, on your behalf. Jubaili is covering the GCC region, excluding Saudi Arabia. So they cover Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, Yemen, and Kuwait, and the UAE as well. So please feel free to get in contact with the Jubilee Bros team, sales team, at any time.
Okay, great. Thank you. Is Huawei planning to introduce the inverter in range of 300 kilowatt and more?
I know there's plans to introduce a new model in the future. The power output of that model, I'm not aware of it. We can ask around, but I think closer when the model is tested and available, we'll be made aware of it, of what size it will be. Would it be 300 kilowatt? It's quite a big jump from 200 to 300, so I think it would be something in between, maybe, perhaps. But we'll keep you posted. I think as soon as Huawei shares information with us, we advertise and we promote it through our webinars immediately. So stay tuned to the webinars, and you'll get the best feedback from how Huawei is progressing.
All right. And now for the very last question. Hi, Abdullah. Do you see the annual warranties for PV module degradation to be reduced now that Jinko has much more data from all shipments?
Our module degradation has been significantly enhanced during the past few years, where our degradation was reduced to from 0.6 on annual year over year to 0.55, and we're pushing. Our technical and R&D is pushing to also keep decreasing it based on the technology that we're evolving and we're enhancing year over year. So definitely, we're always optimistic as sales team to receive the good news on product evolvement and advancement, and we're certain that our R&D team to provide us with the better degradations during the years to come.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much. So now I've published on the screen here, you can see our email address. So if you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to send them through to the address on the screen. It's jbsolar.gulf@jubailibros.com. So I hope you guys have all learned mainly that Jinko and Jubilee Bros are now working together, especially in the Gulf Coast countries. You can email this Jubilee Bros address for your inquiries for Jinko panels, for Huawei inverters, and other inquiries as well. We're happy to help you. We have a strong team, as Marcelle pointed out, a strong team of engineers. We can help you with your designing of the high-powered modules. We can answer your questions. We can help you design with the Huawei inverters. And the after-sales support also is a very strong feature that you will find when you work with us. So again, if you have any inquiries, please email to the address on the screen. Other than that, we'd like to thank you all for joining us. Thank you very much, Mr. Abdullah Fatal, for your information about Jinko. Thank you very much, Marcelle Combrink, for your information about Huawei and Jubilee Bros. We look forward to working with all of you in the future and for presenting future webinars as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Abdullah. Looking forward.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, Nick, and thanks, Marcelle. And I just wanted to mention something that we really urge all the audience to follow us and follow Jubaili in our upcoming webinars. And one of the points that Marcelle was touching on short circuit and the different standardization of our module, we will have in the near future, we will have more webinars to touch on technical aspects on our standard 182 cell size and compare it with the 210, which is also available in the market, to show the advantages over such a cell size in terms of short circuit current and compatibility with the Huawei inverters as well. Thank you so much.
Yes, he's right. So follow us on social media, especially on LinkedIn. You will see lots of upcoming webinars. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you all have a wonderful day and the best of luck. And we look forward to working with you all soon.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Thanks, Marcelle. Thanks, Nick. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.